Hey, welcome back. This is John from Uplift Trades. I hope everybody is doing fantastic. Today is Friday, August 22nd. It's 25 minutes after 9 in Europe morning. Today's price action is in line with what we had for the better part of August. If I look at the 4-hour, every time the price reaches in between the moving averages, it stalls and then resumes the downtrend. So the trend is still down. It won't be down anymore if price breaks 114,259. Yesterday's lows, it's just above 112,000, does not tell me that this is the low of this move. The volume is not there, there is no divergence on the RSI, and the tape was not printing any indication that buyers would be stepping in for a reversal. So for today, I will still favor shorts. I'll look on the 10 minutes if price manages to get close to this 113,505 with a tape that is slowing down as well as an RSI that stays below 60. I will entertain the idea of positioning for shorts. So I'm looking at the price action on the 5 minutes. I see an increase of volume for 4 consecutive bars. And so far we had increase of volume on swing highs. You see these consecutive bars, there is an increase of volume compared to all the bars on the way up. That marked a swing high. The same is happening again. Something very similar is happening. We had a failure of the RSI on the 5 minutes to break above 60. Now we have 3 attempts to break above 60 also, 1, 2, and 3, and it does not seem to be successful. So I positioned for a sell stop at 111, and I have a stop placed at 113,400. So let's see. With regards to the overall trend on the 4-hour, I have highlighted 5 key areas that can be a cause for concern. These key areas represent swing highs, failure attempts at reversing the trend. And the lower we get, the likelier we will have more and more stop order from short people placed on those levels. And depending on any economical event happening today, any forum discussion, I know that Powell is scheduled to speak at Jackson Hole this afternoon, Europe for me. Whatever gets out of this meeting, any catalyst that is positive may send the price higher and take on those highs. And we may have a cascade liquidation of short position. So that's what I was saying earlier. If this level here, 114,821, if this level is taken, I will seriously not entertain the idea of positioning for shorts, because unless on the 5 minutes we see that this level is taken, but then we resume lower, it's very likely that the grind will continue higher and we might have a big candle towards those moving averages here. So these levels are to be kept in mind. I will leave them on the charts. So far, the position I configured is not triggered yet. Price action is not doing anything. We have very little volume on this candle. So it's possible that we keep on grinding higher. If that's the case, then I will move the trigger of the sell order higher. Okay, looks like we have some downward movement. Position is in for a quarter of a contract. The stop is still a bit high, but I will leave it there for now. I want to see price develop a bit more. And also we have 5 minutes, 50 seconds to the close of the 4-hour candle. If you look at the 10-minute candle, every time there is a swing high made, you have those wicks appearing here, you have them here. So this is not a good configuration, it's not a good print to favor the idea of a continuation higher. So it has been somewhat close to 50 minutes since I entered the trade. Price has made another attempt at reaching the high, but it failed because we have a new low compared to this low here. Now the position is in profit by $23. It's not much, but it's still a profit. I am not contemplating the idea of adding to the position. Neither am I considering lowering my stop. I'd like to see a break of this 112,844 with some volume. So far this level has proven to be a dead cat bounce area. So perhaps if we come back to it once more, we will get through it. And then I will entertain the idea of adding to the position together with lowering my stop loss. But for now, no change to the position. The volume is decreasing. So the volume is decreasing on the way down. Yeah, the volume is decreasing on the way down. It's not necessarily what you would like to see, but the candle on the 10 minutes is actually promising. Now we pierced through the market structure and we had wicks at the top. What I would like to avoid is wicks at the bottom like we had here. If I see that the 10 minute is going lower, pierce this level here, and then closes making a wick, then I'll consider closing the position. I'm not after a long shot position. I don't think that there is a lot of room on this particular 4-hour candle just yet. I think the majority of the volatility for today will come towards 4 p.m. because I looked at calendar. Fed Chair Powell speech at 4 p.m. European time. All right, we have some price action. We are getting close to the low. 112,844. Let's see, perhaps we catch this one live during the recording. The tape is not very thick. It's very, very consistent to what we had so far for a week and a half. The tape is not very consistent. Every time we approach a low, but this is a micro low, so I wouldn't give this one too much credit for the tape, but I'd like to see this one pierce through. Volume is very, very consistent so far on the way down. There was a lot of exchanges on the way up on this lot of overlapping structure. But now that we are moving lower, the volume is thinner. On the 10 minute, the print looks good. We'll watch for the RSI on the 10 minutes if it breaks directly the level 40 or if it finds some kind of support on the level 40. That could be an early indication that we may have short-term reversal attempting to form itself. So looking at the last price action, we have on the 5 minute an attempt at closing above the moving averages. It so far looks like a failed attempt, 40 seconds to the close of this candle. And 5 minutes to the close of the 10 minute. If the 10 minute stays like that, you will have a very nice failed attempt at reaching the moving averages to try to go higher. This is good for the short that I have. I still would like to see this most recent swing low taken with some volume. I will look at the tape as the swing low is taken. Perhaps it's gonna happen now. All right, price is sitting right at the level 112,830. We're piercing through, and what is the tape telling us? The tape is not telling us many things. So like expected, there was not a lot of stops underneath. Perhaps this level here will represent a better place to take some action on the position. I am lowering my stop. So here is an update to my plan. So we had price action break this most recent swing low and reclaim this close above the swing low. My plan is the following. Should price break the low here, I will enter for a quarter of a contract on the sell side, and I will lower my stop right above the swing high. We should have acceleration below this low towards this level. And that would put my break even somewhere in the middle right here, reducing my risk. Ultimately, I'd like to see price revisit this. Depending on how it behaves down there, we may rule out this level that might not be revisited. All right, after a little pushback in the other direction, 3 candles. We had 3 candles with higher volume than on the way down, so that was a bit of a concern. But looking at the 10 minute, how this particular candle closed, I had no concern to leave the strategy as is, meaning that if we make a new low on this current trend, that if price breaks 112,843, then I will be adding 0.25 of a contract, a quarter of a contract to the current position, and I will be decreasing my stop to this most recent swing high. Let's see if there is any velocity as we break through this level here. All right, the additional quarter of a contract was triggered, so I'm gonna lower the stop. It's now in a loss, in a protective position, causing me to lose 84 bucks on this position if market reverse. I'm still of the opinion, looking at the way the RSI is printing, the way the 10-minute candle just closed, I'm still of the opinion that we revisit this level, at least this level, if not the liquidity void. All right, some more price action. So price is right at the level I was interested at observing the tape. I simply want to get confirmation that there is more follow through to come, because we are sitting right at 112,700. And if there is some buy action at this level, I may consider closing the position, because we might be in a type of a descending wedge formation, and I'd like to avoid price getting back in, eating my profit. So right now the profit is 127, and it looks like we will be piercing through. So I'm getting ready to close, perhaps not the entire position. It's a half of a contract. I may close half of it. So a quarter of a contract if we pierce this one, and the volume is not there. It's interesting how, like, if you take this time frame from today, Friday 22nd at 1:40 in the morning, European time, up until now, the volume is way thicker overall on the 5-minute than it has been during the trading day for the past 3-4 days. And we are towards the low. So is it a sign that market participants are being more active now that we've reached a new low? Are they starting to position themselves for a reversal? Perhaps. All right, a few seconds later, we are piercing through. Price action is piercing through the level. Is there some follow through showing up? Because that's what I would like to see, some follow through, at least to this liquidity area. 11 on the buy side, aggressive buyers. Is that shorts closing in? 0.46, 0.86. There is some action relative to the previous candle. 1171 on the aggressive sell side, right at the level of the former swing low. That should send us a bit lower. Okay, we're through. Do we accelerate? Let's look at the tape. 0.2, 0.1, 0.19, 0.65, 116. Positioning currently in profits at $141. I'm not changing anything at the moment. I'd like to see us getting through. I like to see price action testing this area. This area is quite wide, so it's 112,420 all the way up to 112,620. So it's $200 of price action. 254 on the aggressive sell side, 0.42. Okay, we're making some progress. 0.39, 0.50, 149 on absorption at the same level, 0.61 absorption, 0.84. Okay, we're going lower. Position is in profit, 148 at the moment. So the candle closed 4 minutes, 50 seconds to the close of the 10 minutes. So I'm not changing anything at the moment. Perhaps we have a retest of this former level. Even this one hasn't been retested yet. And it has confluence with the moving average. So it's possible that we get back there. I'm not touching the position. Let's look at the tape. One on the buy side. On a side note, pure speculation from my side regarding Jackson Hole. I was saying earlier that this 4-hour price action very much indicates, or at least I would like to think that the price action is already pricing in the comment from Jerome Powell at Jackson Hole, because it was a telegraphed event at least 3 weeks ago. Yeah, those that are following their calendar knew that it was coming. Now, if we see price action on the 5 and 10 minute getting towards the low as we approach the speech of Jerome Powell, that might be a buy area for me. I will not be in front of the screen. I don't think I will. But if I were to be in front of the screen, I would seriously entertain the idea of taking a long, even if we pierce through this level, 111,920. Because this is usually what happens when those big events are telegraphed from a mile away and price is approaching an area of resistance or support as we approach the event. It's usually a good sign to take on a position in the opposite direction. But that's pure speculation from my side. All right, price action has decided to take its time. We've reached the liquidity void that I was aiming for initially. And on the touch right here, we don't have much reaction from aggressive buyers. So the only thing I'm going to do at the moment is I will decrease my stop, and I have reduced my risk to 49 bucks. All right, there is some more follow through. Apparently, aggressive sellers are showing up. I am not very enthusiastic about the way we pierce through this liquidity void. It's a very slow print on the tape, very, very slow. There is no urgency on the sell side to take price lower. And if you look at the volume, we are again doing alternatively low volume, high volume, low volume, high volume. Okay, we have 30 on the aggressive buy side at this level, but this is not doing anything to the price action. Let me close half of the position. So it's total 184. I'll close half, and that's 92 in the books for today. Take the stop below break even. I could put it on break even, but it's a middle of a candle and it does not represent anything. So I will leave it there. So now, no matter what happened, I locked in $92 of profit, and the stop is at almost $12. So that we have follow through. Okay, price is making new lows, but still there is it's a very slow grind down. We have some aggressive buying showing up, and yet we still continue to grind down. Volume on the previous candle, it was a narrow candle, and we have almost the same volume as the candle before, which was a longer candle. So some exchanges, some nice thick transactions happen on this level. 99 on the profit of this position. It's very close to lunchtime. It's actually 12:42. I might be going for lunch. Yeah, I'm going to close the position at $99 or 95 actually. And that's it for today. I go for lunch. I'll catch you up later.